Hello everyone, welcome back, and I see you've brought some friends together with you today. Okay, so today is our second lesson on whole numbers. So I hope that you still remember from last time the wonderful world of whole numbers. We can add, we can compare, and we can order, and we can count forwards and backwards, right? Today, we're going to add and subtract using whole numbers. Now, I hope you've got your multiplication charts, that you remember that, as well as your notebook and your pen and your ruler and everything. Today, we're going to use that because when we add whole numbers, the biggest problem that I find that when people get it wrong is because they don't write the numbers down correctly, and then they end up adding the wrong thing to the wrong thing, the wrong number to the wrong number. Okay, so first of all, if your teacher asks you to add numbers, the teacher might also ask you to find the sum. It's the same thing. On the other hand, if your teacher asks you to subtract numbers, they can also ask you to find the difference. It's the same. Just keep that in mind. Right, so now we're going to add. Say they ask us to add, can you see at the top? They ask us to find the sum of 1,038 and 219,765. So it is important because we know this. We have got like this mathematical brain. We know that if you add 1,038 with 219,000, it won't increase by that much. It will not make that the 219,000 go into a larger column, right? So we know that we can draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns down. So we're going to draw, this is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns down, and we're going to number them, name them at the top. So we start on the right. It's units or ones. Some people refer to them as ones. Then we have our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, our 10,000s, and our 100,000. Okay, so then we're going to write our numbers in our columns. Make sure it is 1,000, 0, 3 for the 10, and 8 for the unit. Make sure that we write that in the correct column. Now we start with the 219,765. So here we go. It's best to start on the right side with the units. So we start there with the 5. You can see there. We've got the 6. We've got the 7. We've got the 9. We've got the 1 and the 2. So we're 100% sure now that we've got the numbers in the correct columns. Now we can start adding. So we start again from the right. So if we add 5 and 8, we get 13, right? So what is 13 actually? It is a 10 plus a 3. So we're going to write 3, and the 10 we're going to take over to the tens column because that's where it belongs. So we're going to have a 6 plus 3. Remember the one that we're taking over from the right side. So that will give us another 10. But what do? We leave the 0 and we take the 1 to the hundreds column. So we've got 7 plus 1 gives us 8. And on the thousands column, we're going to add 9 plus the 1. Again, it's going to give us 10. So we're going to write the 0 and the 1. We're going to move over to the 10,000s column. And there we've got 1 plus 1 was going to give us 2. And there's only 1 in this column, which is 2. So our answer then will be 220,803. You all with me? Right. So if we add, for example, more numbers together, the same will apply. So in this case, we have to add 485 plus 613 plus 352. Okay, so again, we're going to draw our columns, and we know that it is safe to draw a fourth column because we can work out 6 plus 4 is 10 already, so we're going to use a thousandths column. So that's why we draw 4 columns down and so many rows across of our headings, and we're going to start to write it down. Let's go. 485. We've got our 5, we've got our 8, and we've got our 4. So we've got that one. 631. We're going to start with our 1, our 3, and our 6. And we've got 631. The last column is the 352. Again, we're going to do the 2, the 5, and the 3. Now we're 100% sure we've got all the numbers in the correct column. So now we're just going to start to add. This is the nice part. So 5 plus 1 is 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. Plus 5 is 16. Now remember what we do? We leave the 6 and we take the 1 over to the hundredths column. So there we have to add that one if we add up. So it is 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 6 is 11, plus 3 is 14, and there's our 1 in the thousands column. So our answer then is 1468. I hope you understand this. You're going to find out the best way to know whether you understand this is to do it yourself, correct? So now, just before we do our own thing, I just want to show you another method of adding, because it might work out, might be easier for you to do it like that. So just bear with me. Another way of adding, so now you group your 100 parts, your 10 parts, and your units separately. How do we do that? We know that there's a 400, can you see there? There's a 600, and there's a 300. So we're going to add the hundreds together. Then we're going to add the tens. So we've got a 80, a 30, and a 50. Can you see there? 80, 30, and a 50. And then we're going to add the units together, which is a 5, a 1, and a 2. 5 plus 1 plus 2. So now we just add that up. So we've got 400 plus 600 plus 300 is 1,300. Plus, what is 80 plus 30? 110 plus 50 is 160. Plus 5 plus 1 plus 2 is 8. So now if we add that all together, we get 1,468. And if we go back to the example before that, you see it's exactly the same answer. So if you feel that this method is easier for you, then you're very welcome to use this method of adding up. Okay, right. So let's do this one together. You can use either method. That they ask us to add 95 plus 257 plus 0 plus 39. So now let's say we're doing it in a column method. So what do we have here? Our largest one is like a hundreds, okay? And if we add it, we look, yeah, we might need, you see there's a 95 already. So we might need a fourth column down. So we're going to do 4 columns, and we're going to say our units, our tens, our hundreds, and our thousands. Okay, so we're going to write the first one down, which is 95. we're going to write the second one down, which is 257. We're going to write the third one, which is a 0. And the fourth one, which is 39. We've got it all correct. Now we can add up. Okay, so what do? We start with the units. So we're going to add 9 plus 7 is 16 plus 5 is 21, or we can start at the top. 7 plus 5 is 12 plus 9 is 21. So we're going to leave the 1 here and we're going to take the 2 over to the tens column. So now we have to add 9 plus 2 is 11, plus 5 is 16, plus 3 is 19. Leave the 9 and take the 1 over to the hundreds. 2 plus 1 is 3. So our answer is 391. So if we've done it the other method, so say we have got the hundreds, we've only got 200, right? Plus our tens, we've got a 90. Can you see there? We've got a 50. We haven't got one there, but we've got a 30. Plus our units. There we've got a 5. Plus a 7. Plus a 9. Because remember 0 plus 0 doesn't change the answer. So now we're going to add up. So it's going to be 200 plus 90 plus 50. So remember, it's easy to leave the zeros and just add the ones and remember the zeros at the end. 9 plus 5 is 14 plus 3 is 17. So it's 170 plus 9 plus 7 is 16 plus 5 is 21. Now, if we add this together, we're going to get the same answer. So you can do it either method. Okay, so I want you to pause the lesson and try and do B. And when you're done, you can then put it on again and check your answer. Okay, so now we're going to go over to subtraction. The same thing applies, just go along with me. So we have to remember to write the numbers directly underneath each other. So they ask us to find the difference between 862 and if you subtract 538 from that. So again, we're going to have our columns and then we're going to start 862. Just start from the right. There's our 2. There's our 6, and there's our 8. Let's do 538. There's our 8, there's our 3, and there's our 5. Now we're going to subtract. Remember counting forwards and counting backwards. Now we know we didn't do that for nothing, right? So 8, if you subtract 8 from 2, you cannot do that. But what are we going to do? Yes, I see some of you know. We're going to take a 10 from there. So we're going to make this 12, but then we have to make this a 5. Okay, because we're taking it now from the tens column. So now we've got 8 minus 12, and that gives us 4. So now we're going to subtract 3 from 5, not from 6, and that is a 2, and then the 5 from 8 give us a 3. So our answer is 324. But the nice thing is if we're not 100% sure, we can always check our answer. How? We're going to add now this up. So 8 plus 4 is 12, right? We take over here. 2 plus 3 is 6. And 5 plus 3 is 8. So we can always check our answer. And this is what we call is an inverse operation. I'm going to do a little bit more about this in one of the other lessons, but just a nice way to always to check your answer. If you've subtracted, to add your answer to the one number and you'll get the other one. Okay, right. So this is where I've explained what to do. So if you think that you might not completely understand how I took the one from the other column, you can pause it and read over this and make sure that you understand exactly before you continue. Okay, now let's do some exercises together. If they ask us to find the difference of 650 and 239, so what's the first thing we do? We draw our columns, 110 units, and we're going to complete that. Right, so the first one is a 0, a 5, and a 6. And the next one, what we must subtract, 9, 3, 2. 239 from 650. Now we're ready to subtract. 9 from, what are we going to do? We remember, right? We're going to take 1 from the 10th column and remember to make this one 4 because we're taking it from the other side. So 9 minus 10 is 1. Now 3 minus 4 now is 1. And 2 minus 6 then is 4. And our answer is 411. Okay, so you are going to do the next one. So please, everybody, please just listen. It's the same rules. If the number is larger, it's not going to make any difference. It's the same rule that will apply. So instead of making 3 columns, you're going to make 6 columns. Yeah. And you know it's going to be smaller because you subtract. So you don't have to add another column. So you're going to draw 6 columns and make sure that you write the numbers directly on the right column. And then you're going to subtract. It's as easy as that. And then I've got a little challenge for you. What now if you have to subtract and add? Let's see if you can work that one out. So pause the lesson and then check the answers later. And enjoy. I'll see you next time.